Okay guys, here we got the that little hood scoop. I'm sure some of you have seen this online before in the catalogs. This thing mounts right up on the cowl area right there, and it gives it forces more air into your ventilation system. I think it's pretty cool. I also think it looks pretty cool. So I'm working on that. I've still got to measure the center line of the actual vent, make sure I've got it nice and centered. So on here, see, I put some masking tape on some key locations and I marked the center line. Obviously my little drill hole is not exactly perfect, but neither is the marking, but it's close enough. So yeah, I marked the center line with that, and what I did was I drilled little pilot holes in the corners. I got the front corner, the back corner, the center, rear, and then, you know, the corners like such. And let me tell you why. It comes with this adhesive tape that you can use, which is fine and dandy, but since it is on the front of the vehicle, it's going to be taken up, it's going to be punished by a lot of oncoming wind. I am not relying on that adhesive tape, because especially since I do have the top of my hood painted, so it's not exactly a smooth surface. So yeah, what I'm doing is I'm drilling holes in the key locations. Got the two corners and one in the center rear. I'm gonna drill a hole, drilling holes in there so I can put in little like metal screws, or maybe even pop rivets or something. Probably just a couple screws. And I'm going to screw them in. I'm going to screw it into the cowl of the vent so it will not go anywhere. Because knowing my luck, it'll last a few miles, but once you get out on the highway where you're doing highway speeds and whatnot, that wind I can just see it now. The wind will take it right off. Next thing I know, I'll be looking at it flying up over my head. So I'm drilling these pilot holes so I can put in some metal screws. So what I did, I drilled the first hole with this one. What is that? This is a looks like a 7/64 pilot hole, and I use the tape to try to keep from messing up the plastic too much. You're supposed to do that on painted surfaces too. It's a good tip so it doesn't mar up the paint on the painted surfaces, but I figured I would try it on the plastic to see how much of a difference it made. So I made the first pilot hole with this little small one. It doesn't have to be very tiny, but you know, a pretty small one. And then next I'm going in with the bigger one, which is about the same size as my metal screws that I'm going to be using. So do the pilot hole first before you do the bigger hole. That way you minimize chance of actually breaking or splitting the plastic. Pilot holes are always a good thing to do. So I am going to get with the drilling and see if I can't show you guys at the same time. You just drill a little hole in there. I figured that would happen. I gotta hold it down. Trying to do this with one hand. Oh yeah, that was quick. I'm stuck. See, one-handed operation here. Hold on, guys. There. Gonna make sure the plastic didn't break. So it looks all right, I suppose. Drill a nice size hole in there. So, yep, that's how we do it. When I get closer to actually mounting it onto the Jeep, I will be back. Stay tuned.